go. It is the Tuesday album tour. This day marks the first day of the tour, and today's first stops will be featuring France, followed up by Italy. We are going to be hopping on and into La Femme and their album Psychotropical Berlin. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Normally, I would be in a totally different position, but it occurs to me that the album cover here has ample bosom shown. And it also occurs to me that Twitch does not like when ample bosom is shown in any regard. That whether it is animated, cartoon, doesn't matter. Twitch is not cool with ample bosom. So, with that said, we are going to be seeing more my face than this kind lady's ample bosom. That said, we said we were going to do a tour of the world. I wanted to stop in 8 different countries that represented, believe it or not, the most viewed places geographically that are watching my channel. France, what up, homies? Les Ruski quoi are just fantastic. And I cannot thank you guys enough. When we started looking up the artists that might represent France, the requirement was it's got to speak French. Part of the goal for the month was proving that, language barriers get shattered with music, and that a good song truly speaks every language. And I wanted the artist to represent a big point of cultural pride for the country. I wanted it to be something that the country felt was relevant, and something that they were overarchingly proud of. And in researching, believe it or not, I'm just going off of what internet research for an American did. La Femme's album Psychotropical Berlin pops up. Now, guys, if you are watching, I would love it if you would just provide context as we go through this. This is a music discovery stream, so part of the discovery is us discovering together and taking it all in. The other thing I would love is if you guys have, any kind of familiarity with the songs, any kind of understanding or context that might help me as a non-French speaker, please provide it in the comment section. That would go a long way. Again, a lot of us are going to be experiencing this album for the very first time. It looks like it came out April 1st of 2013. This is a music discovery stream, so I do have to ask, are you guys familiar with this album? Have you heard it, or are you raw dogging a very first listen with me? Guys, I'm going to hit the play button. Before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. These people over here are the best people, and it's so weird pointing this direction to talk to you guys. These people over here are the best people. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. I know I speak for all of us when I say we would love to have you by. Omelette du fromage. Walt, move the banger over. I got you. Yeah, make it a little bigger. Yeah, gotcha. Just in case. Sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to be doing this to you. Guys, without further ado, let's see what Psychotropical Berlin is about. By La Femme. Here we go. Whoa. Immediately starts off pretty tense, huh? The drum machine. This is. Can somebody give me a Genius pulled up for this album? I'm already having such a vibe with this. Is that like a theremin? The theremin thing is lovely. This guitar tone is so interesting. It's like very, it's almost like it's pure vibrato. It's like a pure wet signal, but it's subtle enough. It's got the surf vibe going for sure, but very early Giz vibes, definitely. But this predates early Giz. I'd like English translations if I could get them. It definitely has like a new wave vibe as if
Taxi beaucoup trop dangereux, taxi beaucoup trop douteux. Prends le bus, tu prends le bus.
This is so Brown in the best way. Brown dissonant. It's got this like hard pumping, like, you know, energy to it. Do 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 do. Like kind of like electronica vibes. A little bit of a motoric beat sort of thing in some ways. It definitely reminds me of Devo a little bit. The lyrics to the song are really funny. Okay, fantastic. Oh, and thank you for the Genius, Sky. Now, Antitaxi, English translation. Take the bus, anti-taxi. So are they saying the bus is the anti-taxi? Taxis are way too dangerous. Taxis are dubious. Anti-taxi. So this song is really just a song dunking on the taxi. This is... I am anti-taxi now. I disagree with taxis. Take the bus. I love this. This has such a fun energy, but there's this her voice. Antitaxi. I don't know why I love this. Stereolab, baby. Gives me B-52's vibes as well. The theremin thing is definitely clicking for me in a positive way. I'm really surprised that not that I'm like, I imagined, oh, it's French, I'm gonna hate it, because I really haven't listened to that much French music. Like, I know the song Ça plane pour moi by Plastic Bertrand. I know Le Temps d'Amour by Francis Hardy. Because of the movie, because of Wes Anderson, but I don't know a lot of French. Like those might be very well the only songs I truly know that are in French, right? So this is an exciting one to come into because I'm immediately enjoying it. It immediately shatters a language barrier, even though now that I know what the lyrics are, the silliness is half of the fun. You're right. Okay, you're right. I do know Phoenix, but they sing in English primarily. You know what I mean? Phoenix is singing in English. Though I will say, Pamplemousse. They had put out a French album, and it was quite good. Everything, well, at least everything I've heard from it has been quite good. So okay, maybe I know a little more than I thought. Am I hearing a real bass or a synth bass? Prends le bus? Is that what he's saying? Prends le bus? Prends le bus! Because can I get some prends le buses in the chat right now? The brunt. This is a motoric beat. I literally looked up, is it motoric beat? This is absolutely motoric beat, and it is done with keys, according to this. This is a synth-based drive. So I gotta know. Because I've been experimenting with the psychedelia. Okay, that song is too fun. there's an immediate draw to me in that one. I think a lot of it though is just that like it's got the upbeat energy, you know what I mean? At bat on first song. Yeah. It had a little bit, you know, and I didn't do great other than just kind of find some jam ideas there, but it's the kind of song that I would just, because it's got the motoric beat, it immediately feels like you can step up to jam and you can kind of add your own thing. And, you know, especially if you can find it. Like once you get into finding it, it's so much fun. And this sets itself up. Once you kind of connect, it's like a song in the key of D, you can really just ride a fun, you know, fun rhythm there. And you can add a whole bunch of different variations of it. I loved everything about that. This is immediately off to a great start. An absolute banger. Amour dans les motu. Listen to that bass. This is amazing. I'm gonna no. Sorry, for a moment I thought you said don't try to pronounce these titties, but I realize now you've typed titles, and it occurs to me that my brain might be proving Freud right. I love that it's got that like jangly kind of over the top old reverb on a bridge pickup kind of sound. In the plains of Comodoc, in the animal kingdom, you look at corpses, you regret the macadam. I don't know this word. Torrential ruins that remind you of a motto chanted in Vietnam. Ours is not to do or die. Ours is to smoke and stay high. Wow. What a line. Asphalt, basically. Hey, thank you. I didn't know. I felt really small and stupid there for a moment, so thank you. Means murder of the universe, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. Motu means murder of the universe. In the motu. Dans le motu. Hey, have a good one, Sky. Dans le motu. This thing is hitting so hard, dude. The fade in, build up. Listen to the keys. This is like right in the alley of what we would be listening to, guys. This is music that would be daily driver material for my channel. I'm not even joking with you. This feels like it belongs in the Giz verse in its own way. This is a very, very, very good impression of France. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Besides the fact that it's got like the psychedelia indie rock sort of thing, it's got the use of stereo sound, the use of motoric beat, which again is something that you don't hear a whole lot today in the world. But then it's also got the, you know, kind of the creative pop textures. The utilization of her voice in this context kind of gives me like a Gorillaz sort of vibe in the most affectionate way. You know, at least in the vocal editing, it doesn't sound anything like the sound description made me think. I would agree. I would totally agree. And the build up again. It reminds me of Sylvan Esso as well. This whole album is making me want to jam already. We're 2 songs in, and I'm fighting the urge to pick up my guitar. The tom work here is so good, but I can't decide if it's all drum machines in creative use with synths and stuff. Like, is this truly just electronica? Especially the ending of the songs, it really leaves you a whole looped ad nauseum. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It leaves you a whole lot of open space to really be able to jam. Like this is such an ultimate jam track, and I think a lot of it again invites participation. These guitar tones and how distant and bridge pickup-y with old reverb sounds, it's such an, like, I wonder how they're getting that's such a wet reverb sound on such an old reverb guitar. It's like if you took a old twin reverb and kept the volume really low, put it on the bridge pickup and turned the reverb spring all the way wet. That's kind of how I imagined I would imagine getting that. La Femme. This is a song called La Femme by a band called La Femme. Pretty sure the drums are acoustic, everything else is synth. Yo, No More Package. Can I just get everybody to throw some W's in the chat for No More Package? Because a lot of people, they just come in and say, what's up? This guy walks in and says, hey, to the question of the drums, acoustic. Everything else, though? Yeah, that is a massively perfect contribution. Welcome to the Rooskies. Rooskies make our new friend feel at home. Let's run this back. Great contribution. Well, welcome to the Rooskies. This is me being introduced to French music and La Femme right now. We're on a world tour of music. 8 countries, 8 albums. the build up of this ambience as the bass line is holding. No, it's a real guitar. I wasn't worried about that. Is it in bad taste if I call this song the titular phrase? Would you prefer we come in late and just tell you things about the music? Huh? Am I misreading something here? This hand drum is so nice. Reminds me a little bit of Peter, Bjorn, and John. Hey, Night Realm. I love the whirling whirl, like the synth elevation. It almost feels like they're using it like a theremin, like an auto. What is it called? An auto electric theremin, I think is what Brian Wilson used in Beach Boys. I can confidently say that this is the most French I've ever heard spoken at one time, right? I can confidently say that. And with that in mind, I'm a big old fan of the sound of French. I think I like French sound, like the language French. I got good things to say about it. This gal is making it so easy to listen to. No problems with this at all. Sorry. The bosom's kind of moved on me there. Anyways, I got to run an ad. Guys, if I'm just being real with you, I think French might be an S tier language. It sounds really good. This is certainly, again, the most I've ever taken in French of anything. But I did want to revisit the lyrics before I let the ad hit. Her nails are sprawling, and if she takes you by the hand, it's like a storm cutting out the silence. Be careful with the great north wind. Careful, I come near her to bite you. Be afraid to be seems judicious to be, to take away from the vice and all the evil charms. I think maybe they're talking. Maybe it's a story about just a tough person. And I don't know. Maybe there's. Tell me, angel, am I the angel or the devil who taunts you? It's almost giving me the vibe of being both the good and the bad person in a relationship, depending on the day. When under pressure of silence, you take your chance and finally decided to run away far from my influence. And if she sees you and she doesn't recognize you, if that there is still a chance, came to cut the silence out. The woman offers a white hand. If you grab it, it will be. Yeah, I don't know. It could go probably a couple of different directions. But at any rate, guys, I'm going to run an ad. I will be right back. This album is immediately making good impressions. Get back to her, huh? And Interlude, I'm guessing, is an instrumental. I think. Oh, crap. Keep forgetting. I have to go in certain places because of the bosom. I do love that they have this vibe that is just got constant train repetition that gets built on and like continuously constructed and deconstructed. Do you definitely gives me spaghetti western vibes. I'm dying to play with this album. This has easily been one of the albums that like I have felt just a draw to play, but I think it's because there's a lot of space, there's a lot of breathiness to the album. You know, there's so much happening, but it almost feels like a collective chaos that you can add something to. And in this, there is just this kind. It's so breathy, so airy, yet very structured. Gives me a little bit of a good, bad, and the ugly vibe. Wow. That was kind of lovely. Oh crap, I gotta, oh, she moved on me again. No. So this seems to be picking up where it left off. Harpsichord?
Yes. De glace dans le fluide infernal, hivernal, tu souris dans un monde, il fait nuit. Hypsoline, Hypsilone, Hypsoline, psychologue.
Infidèle, amour tendre, regard noir, mémoire.
I don't know whose voice I have more of a penchant for. A penchant for, maybe is more appropriate to say here. I don't know whose voice I'm more drawn to. I mean, truly, I think that there is something appealing about both of them, and when they kind of take these back and forth moments, it's special.
Infidèle, amour tendre, regard noir, mémoire blanche. Sur mes hanches, tu t'épanches et soudain tu t'élances.
C'est awesome.
Profil, la moupade te rappelle la cabane amnésique du dimanche. Psychotrine te débranche.
Mets du beurre dans ton saumon, faisant jaillir le napalm. Lentement, tu oublies dans les tubes qui s'enrhument près du lac. Tu ressens les premiers symptômes et tu mets les pieds dans l'eau. noyé seul dans ton citron.
I want to check the lyrics really quick. I'm guys, I cannot tell you how much I'm enjoying this album. This is genuinely just good music. It speaks every language because it doesn't matter if I know what the words mean. It's just captivating, appealing. It's fun. It's got that. It definitely does. The more I'm hearing it, remind me of the Stereo Lab I've heard in affectionate ways. Cut a cross in your lung. Let the copale spring. A cold night you frozen in the infernal fluid. Wintry you smile in a world where it's night. Hypsoline, psychodoll. Loyal souls, tender loves, dark looks, white memories. I love that. That's such an I love that. Loyal souls, tender loves, dark looks, white memories. On my hips you confide, and suddenly you set off. From side on, the pale night reminds you the cabal. Amateur amnesiac, psychotrine turns you off. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that I'm intended to understand all of these lyrics. I think some of these lyrics either are gonna have a little bit of translation lost, or are intended to be a little bit abstract. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. Unless, do you have a read on these that I'm missing? Well, I think Berlin, the title, is purely calling out Motorik beat, right? Like, I think that there's definitely like something, kind of connecting to, maybe like the can or the Tagomago kind of stuff. Common Duel 2. There's also just a tremendous amount of drag to this that I'm finding so endearing. It almost feels like they're playing just like they're right on the cusp of being out of time. Like they're dragging just a little bit to where it feels like they're in time, but a little bit slower. I don't know. There's like a rub or a pull to it. Is this album why the French act all cool all the time? Like, they all just have a constant background awareness that their culture created this album. I think that, going optimal, you might be onto something. This might be why the French act all cool. Because, like, they know that their culture created this.
L'eau du lac, dans la nuit noire d'Halloween. Près d'une Hypsoline de napalm l'a rendue folle. Hypsoline te dégomme, hyponyme. Épilogue, crépuscule, soporifice, alibis, loin, loin d'ici. Ephysio se promène dans les plaines du mont sacré. Sur la digue, il se ligue pour la guilde, guide le guide. Il rejoint l'Anatole, fils du duc.
Do you hear the whoa, 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 whoa? There's literally a drone of that noise.
Dans les plaines du mont sacré. Sur la digue, il se ligue pour la guilde, guide le guide. Il rejoint l'Anatole, fils du duc au Bozol. Au final, ne retiens qu'un concept, puis réfères en toi Alice Krakowicz. Hypnobis plus propanol, l'étuve la sauve puis l'abandonne. Ibrahim dit de Babylone, l'immole soudain sous l'adrénaline. 4.7 mol d'Hypsoline, fit de lui une vermine.
This album has been just lovely. It's so captivating. I love how 60s psychedelic it is meets Motorik beat. this album really does combine some things I love so much, like, again, Motorikby, like 60s psychedelia, and it does have a little bit of that, like, kind of free form jam expression to it, where it feels like, you know, some of the kind of chaotic, you know, dissonance that you get from letting it really go out there. But then it's got the structure of you know, the Motorik rhythms, and I really like even the droning sounds. There's so many different moments that you can get lost just picking out the different sound textures. And I'm saying all of this not understanding what the words are saying. I think that this is really first album of the month is really proving my point here that music speaks every language, even if it doesn't speak your mother tongue. Put some butter in your salmon. Let the napalm spring. Slowly you forget in the sauna covered in mist, catching a cold near the lake. You feel the first symptoms and you put your feet in the water, drowned alone in your lemon. I don't know. I really think a lot of this is stuff that I'm supposed to be taking from like a psychedelic abstract, but maybe I'm wrong. Anastasia of Don Estiel doesn't feel pretty tonight. Maybe there's a coherence that I'm just not able to catch through the lyrical translation. Maybe it's better that we just visit visit the songs. I don't know. Sur la Planche 2013. I don't know. I hope I said that right. La Plage. La Planche. I just connected the name. Psycho, psychedelic, tropical, like surf rock. Berlin, like Motorik beat. Hey, Night Schizoid, love you, man.
Je recherche des sensations sur la planche, sur la vague. Je ressens des sensations.
Triangle Cube, what up, homie?
Je recherche des sensations sur la planche, sur la vague. Je ressens des sensations sur la plage, dans le sable. Je recherche des sensations sur la planche, sur la vague. Je ressens des sensations sur la plage.
This song hits. This is maybe my favorite one so far. bass line, doo 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 doo. It just, it's owning my soul. The decay on this, or in this case, sustain. Yep, it was held. Oh, that was my favorite one on the album so far. This one rips so hard. It's time to wake up 2023. This was written to a future that is now the past. Wow. Time, huh? I'm sorry, they're getting some really nice, some oscillating noises, so. Yeah, they're, you hear what I'm talking about? There's
Je veux rentrer chez moi.
Kiro, thank you for the sub. I've got to say, guys, I'm so obsessed with this particular song. I keep saying it's something's my favorite, but I can't stop.
2023, je veux rentrer chez moi. 2023, tout le monde s'est fait tuer pour être leurs esclaves. La psychose, la guerre était finie. Mata vous allez mourir. Je dis la vérité. La vérité. 2023.
I've got to say, this has been the one I could take a billion at bats on. Like, I feel like maybe you guys might think I'm being disrespectful, and I need you to know this about my channel. If you're finding me, if you're some French person that's finding me for the first time on this video, I need you to know, first of all, I genuinely love you, and I'm genuinely appreciative that you're here. But the biggest compliment I can pay to any artist is to be driven to participate in the music that they play, to be inspired to grab my instrument and play along. Maybe you say, as I've heard some people accuse me, that I'm not listening. I like, how can I say I'm reacting if all I'm doing is playing? That's part of how I react. I'm a musician, and when music inspires me to grab my instrument and participate, even goodly or badly, sometimes I don't have great moments, sometimes I have pretty decent ones, but the fact of the matter is, when music moves me to want to engage, there is no greater feeling, and there is no greater signal that somebody is a great artist to me than that. So yeah, I may not hit every at bat to the target I tried to hit it to, but if I grab my guitar, it's typically because, man of La Mancha, did that just move me to the point that I couldn't help but want to play. And by the way, Kiro, hi Walter, been watching your video since the mollusk reaction upload. You're probably one of my favorite reaction channels because of just how real you are about music. Thank you for considering the birds all these years. This is the first time I'm catching you live. Dude, thank you a ton, Kiro. At Rooski's, make our friend feel at home. That was such a kind thing to say. And for a guy that's been around for years, dude, so happy to have you by. I know the rest of us are as well. Let's do this thing. This album is a mega banger. If you disagree, it's because you don't like music or are having a bad day. See, that's how you know. That's how you know. Music is the best, isn't it?
Toi, mon survivant.
Toi, mon survivant. Survivant. Toi, mon survivant. Can we just throw some W's in the chat for Walterooski quoi? Because those guys dropped a friggin' mega banger of an album on me. Like I this is way better than I anticipated. You know, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I've heard music in other languages that I disliked. This is not the case. This is not the case at all. It's like this was cut from the cloth of music I'm in like constant listening to. Ooh.
Voilà, nous étions deux, et j'ai dit oui à son ennui. Si je le pouvais, je le regretterais.
What? So
Elle était ta
feeling.
meilleure amie. T'aurais pas dû me provoquer avec ce petit garçon de café. Trop de calculs pour ce scandale. Cette fois j'ai gagné la bataille. Le jeu avance. C'est toi qui abandonneras. Pris d'une névrose. La fièvre jaune te tend les bras.
This is approaching one of my favorite albums I've heard this year. You know, I think this is really good.
La fièvre jaune te tend les bras.
It reminds me of Ça plane pour moi a little bit.
Chérie, c'est pas vraiment de ma faute. Depuis longtemps j'en ai envie. C'est vrai, c'est ta meilleure amie. Elle était là et j'ai dit oui. Être cocu c'est pas la mort. C'est toi qui un jour me l'as dit. Faisons la paix au lit. Car bientôt tout sera fini. Pourquoi tes yeux continuent encore de lancer des éclairs, à me glacer de remords? Mais qu'est-ce que j'entends? Encore des menaces. Laisser tous mes copains faire enfiler un par un. Mon amour, faut pas m'en vouloir si j'ai pris goût à ce jeu douteux. À vrai dire, y'avait sûrement d'autres moyens de rallumer ce grand feu tellement chaud à l'époque. C'était un amour tropical.
I could literally just close my eyes and get so lost in this. I think because of how repetitious it is, and because, you know, what do we say about repetition, guys? Because of how repetitious it is, it lends itself to really get into a comforting cry. You know, kind of just, you can kind of ride out a comfort wave there. There's also something tremendously like dancey about it. There's something tremendously like happy about it. There hasn't been too many like hit me in the heart songs. Exclamation point Discord, my G. Or if you're watching on YouTube, the video description right below. There is something very hypnotic about the motoric beat. I think we're getting ready to play ball, guys.
Serrons-nous dans les bras comme si on était amis. Mais qu'est-ce que tu crois que je ne vais pas oublier toute cette merde que tu m'as mis un jour sur les doigts?
everything this man says is like buttering my biscuit, dude. Like he just sounds so cool, sounds so captivating. You know what I mean? Like,
Mais qu'est-ce que tu crois que je ne vais pas oublier toute cette merde que
je vais pas oublier. I'm terrible.
m'as mis un jour sur les doigts. À l'heure qu'il est, je suis dans un train très loin.
Je suis dans un train.
Je suis dans un train très loin, loin de toi. Et c'est beaucoup mieux comme ça. Moi je ne veux plus m'étouffer au contact de tes cheveux. Et oui, je le sais, la fièvre chaude m'emportera. Mais alors, combien de blessés feront tête sur leur route? L'autre nuit, encore un inconnu étendu, allongé dans la rue. Il pleurait la vie,
This
il
album,
pleurait l'amour. Et attendait
we
la
may be
mort.
looking
L'autre nuit,
at a perfect 10.
la fièvre chaude t'en
They really did find a way to lo-fi their guitar in the most interesting way. This whole album has just had guitar tones riddled with this lo-fi gold. And I cannot say enough how inspiring it is to me musically right now that there's this motoric beat thing kind of laying the foundation for what ends up being a whole lot of kind of a bombastic psychedelic exploration. But then there's just this kind of happiness, chaotic, like abstract, floaty thing happening. Like a little bit of me is reminded of like the very confusing moments of like peak psychedelia. Like when you're tripping dick, like you're 2 or 3 tabs in, and it's like you are on this moment where like the slingshot's getting pulled, and then there's just that brief where your brain is like, ah! and everything is the most overstimulating you've ever seen, but happy. That's what this album has kind of been like to me as we've gone through it. It's a very specific thing that requires you to have had a very specific set of experiences to understand what I'm talking about. But that is what it is. And I'm pretty sure that should translate into every language. Come on, baby. Like if Fear and Loathing was painted as a positive, happy picture where people were like smiling and like willing to give you hugs and just warning you to stay away from the taxi, just cautioning you, take the bus, which is a very Grateful Deadhead thing to say, right? Like, they're fish, whatever, get on the bus. This is perfectly sensical. I love everything I'm hearing about this band. La Femme is a total banger. La Femme bangs hard. Like, I'm hearing leads in my head all throughout this for this album. Love you, Mr. Funny. I love how goopy lo-fi it got there. Like we're walking away and hearing it from outside now. And going into a different doorway to re-enter the building. This might have been the moment of the album. The brown out of beat old radio? Dissonant and sludgy, and I love it. How did this album really make waves outside of France? Like, was the world celebrating this album? Because they should have been. I'm sorry, it occurs to me that this, the woman sporting the bosom is carrying a pot full of pills with what appears to be like a butterfly or a moth atop of it, and all of these eyes look at. This is a very, like, hang on, let me see if I can. You see this? Those are all pills, right? Like right here, these are all pills. I think that's like like a moth or a butterfly or something. And then, of course, you got the eyes just looking at her ample bosom on either side. So I don't know what quite to make of the album cover, other than to say it's quite psychedelic. We've all been there. A pot full of pills. Okay, so the album actually ends at 13, I think. I think the album proper is 13 songs long, am I right? I feel like I saw that. La Femme, Psycho, Tropical Berlin. Let me just double check on that. Welcome America is the last one. That's the last one. Just wanted to make sure I had the album proper correct. This very much reminds me of Giz. My favorite band. My favorite band, if you're watching this, or me for the first time, is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They're my favorite current band, right? This reminds me of some of their earlier work in the best way. Baguette banger. The bass synth is amazing. The pills do help with the giant eyes. And for the record, the only reason we can joke about how we know clearly my favorite bands are not Slayer and ICP is that I was brave enough to say that on the internet and post those videos. You know what I mean? I was honest enough and brave enough to give my real opinion and not the one I thought people wanted me to have. part of the song is really doing it for me too. Bow, bow. It does give me affectionate, feelings to like B-52s. Like I definitely, that song in particular certainly brought me to B-52s. Give me one moment. Gonna let Clarky out. Alrighty dighty, guys. Hopping back in. And we have... Geez, I'm kind of sad this one's coming towards an end. Nice little stompy bass there. Bum bum. How do you... What is this word? Am I saying that right? Thank you, babe. I don't know what this OE is.
Le vent à ta porte, c'est l'automne. 31 octobre 54, elle n'a pas sonné. Tu saisis la corde, l'attache à la poutre. Une pensée pour la femme dans ses habits noirs. Tu commences à boire, toujours à sa santé. Remets donc une bûche dans la cheminée. Ton cœur bat encore. Ton cœur bat encore. Ton cœur bat. La chamade, chamade, chamade. Ton cœur bat encore. Ton cœur bat encore. Ton cœur bat. La chamade, chamade, chamade.
Yeah, heart. You're right.
Tu regardes les filles qui n'ont pas poussé. Tu t'accapares une fille pour la déshydrater. 31 octobre, automne 64. Il me suit dans la cheminée. Tu es chez toi, seul. Le vent à ta porte, c'est l'automne.
High school friends come through again.
Elle n'a pas sonné. Tu saisis la corde, l'attache à la poutre. Une pensée pour la femme dans ses habits noirs. Tu commences à boire, toujours à sa santé. Remets donc une bûche dans la cheminée. Ton cœur bat encore.
There really is such a big amount of ambient space that they fill in. And when you have that just heartbeat behind the rhythm, in like that da 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 da,
Ton cœur bat encore.
it's really incredible to me that it just drones this way.
Ton cœur bat.
It gets so hypnotic.
La chamade, chamade, chamade. Saisis la corde. Saisis la corde. Ton cœur bat. La chamade, chamade, chamade.
Ooh, kind of deconstructed itself there. Went into a total left turn. I feel like we're in a boss fight on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Is this an ARP synth I'm hearing? Is that what it would be? Yeah, well, the final boss is the language barrier. Well, music wins. Buttons being pressed, but I don't know if it's an actual keys. A ticking? Like a clock? You hear the panning of the... Is that a Jerry shirt? Love it. All right, and we've got 3 songs to go. For the first timers, which I think is most of the chat, how is this album hitting you? How is for the revisitors? How is it hitting you? Les Blues de Francoise. You just bought it? Hey, that's what we like to hear. Which I think should go a long way to tell the record executives that are, watching this video that I file a copyright claim on. I think that particular comment should go a long way to say that they're going to live with the music after this video. Okay? I'm not stealing from them. I'm a big fan now.
Aujourd'hui, Françoise n'a pas bonne mine. Au sol, des Kleenex, des mégots de cigarettes.
This voice is so captivating, dude.
Elle n'a pas eu encore la force de se lever. Pas un email, pas un coup de fil. Elle se raccroche à son t-shirt. Humant avec ardeur les arômes de son bien-aimé. Ce soir, Françoise perd goût à la vie. Une poubelle qui déborde de conserves et de surgelés.
Today, Francois doesn't look great. Kleenexes on the floor, cigarette butts. She didn't have the strength to stand up yet. Not an email, not a phone call. She holds on to his shirt, smelling with ardor the arums or scent of her loved one. Tonight, Francois loses the taste for life, a trash can overflowing of cans and frozen food. Francois seems to have been dumped, my friends.
Et Françoise, c'est ton ami que je parle. Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas belle quand tu pleures. Allez Françoise, c'est ton ami que je parle. Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas
Come
belle
on, Francois, I talk to you as a friend. Pull yourself together. You're not pretty when you cry.
Ressaisis-toi donc,
That's a really honest friend. You're not pretty when you cry.
tu n'es pas belle quand tu
I don't know many people that are pretty when they cry.
pleures. Allez
My wife is really pretty when she cries. I take it back. She's that Betty is a total baddie. Any time of day.
C'est ton ami que je parle. Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas belle quand tu pleures. Ce soir, Françoise pense au destin. Faut dire qu'il a tout fait pour les séparer.
Thanks.
Tous ces malentendus, ça a pas loupé. Sans vouloir parler des problèmes de fierté. Maintenant, Françoise n'est pas maligne. Un morceau de chocolat en guise de copine. Mais le cœur de Françoise avait les bleu. Des hectolitres de larmes qui lui rongent encore les yeux. Allez, Françoise.
That's a lot of hectoliters of tears eating away her eyes. Golly goodness. Francois, tonight Francois is mad at Destiny. We must say it did its best to pull them apart. All those misunderstandings, it didn't fail. Without even mentioning pride issues. Now, Francois isn't smart. A piece of chocolate is a friend. Francois' heart turned blue. Hectoliters of tears eating away her eyes. So yeah, it's like I think even her friends are commenting in this thing, saying like, yeah, we all saw this coming. Like Francois was not doing great in the relationship. Seems like it's kind of one of those things where you see them get out of a thing that they shouldn't have been in, and you're like, oh, thank God. But then you see how it eats them up anyway, and you're like, this is the best thing that ever happened to you. What are you talking about? You should never have been together. We've all had that friend.
Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas belle quand tu pleures. Allez, Françoise, c'est ton ami que je parle.
My little sister's ex-husband.
Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas belle quand tu pleures. Allez, Françoise, c'est ton ami que je parle. Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas belle quand tu pleures. Allez, Françoise, c'est ton ami que je parle. Ressaisis-toi donc, tu n'es pas belle quand tu pleures.
The vocal kind of sounds. I don't know if those were programmed, if that was like a vocal synth or what, or like a singing saw kind of vibe. Hurdy-gurdy? Could be. I can't say I know what a hurdy-gurdy sounds like. I do like that they always have like the record fuzz possible theremin. Okay, fair. I'll allow that. They do have a pretty consistent like record fuzz, like as if a vinyl record is scratching. 2 songs to go. So my questions are, friends, how is it hitting you, and does it stick the landing? Let's go. Great lyrics. They might be My father tells me, put your skirt back on. Don't touch this ball. This is for the boys. Stop whining. You have occupations, needles and threads, pearls and buttons. So this is like, you can't be a tomboy. Never heard Kraftwerk.
Mais moi j'aimerais vraiment pouvoir abandonner mon moulinex, devenir unisexe, pour savoir marcher, fumer toute la journée, marcher tout en sifflant, porter des pantalons.
But me, I would love to leave my moulinet and become unisex, to know how to spit, smoke all night, walk and whistle, wear trousers. Wow.
Ah non, je vis, je suis comme un garçon, je porte un gros blouson de cuir, un ceinturon, mais faut pas m'approcher quand je sors ma Harley, à celui qui m'approche, je lui fous une raclée.
Now I live like a boy, wearing a big leather jacket, a leather belt, but you must not approach me. One,
Mais moi,
I take care of my
j'aimerais
Harley
vraiment
out.
pouvoir abandonner mon moulinex, devenir unisexe, pour savoir marcher, fumer toute la journée, marcher tout en sifflant, porter des pantalons.
This has really got me excited for Krautrocktober because I'm so going to be visiting some Motoric beat music in that. Yeah, that one was great. And we're going into the last song, so we have to decide, does it stick the landing La Femme Ressort? I think. Guys, first timers, how is this album hitting you right now? Are you going to listen to it again? Prague Rocktoberfest. Or Praguist. Maybe I'm just being ambiguous. Maybe I don't really know. Ooh. I love the texture on these percussion sounds.
Avec ma voix qui segmente, je commence toujours. Écoute bien cette musique, a déjà fait plusieurs tours. Le mouvement se répète, il s'incruste dans ta tête. Tu voudrais le faire sortir, mais ça ne peut jamais finir.
Hang on, let me pull up the lyrics. And with my voice that segments, I always begin. Listen well, this music has already done several rounds. The movement repeats itself, it encrusts itself into your head. You'd like to get out, but it can never end.
Tu commences à intégrer le rythme répétitif.
I want to hear her say that again. The way she articulates.
Jamais fini. Tu commences à intégrer le rythme répétitif, le mouvement perpétuel. Quand tu revois le motif, tu vas bientôt regretter. Est-ce que ça valait le coup? Tu te poses des questions, n'écoute que la musique.
just getting lost in the beat and having a time to it. This feels like a song that is really about becoming one with the music and movement. And that is a beautiful imagery. Person that takes Tuesday album tour ideas are me. This album is too good. Oh yeah, tomorrow is going to be an early stream, just so you know. At 10:30, I'm making up jazz albums, but I've got like a whole day, so I've got stuff I'm definitely doing, and then I'm going to see what happens after that. Just ends on a drone there, huh? Oh, I love this so much. This was a fantastic album. That was a really, really, really good one. Guys, I've got nothing but good things to say about this. I think that was a really good introduction to music speaking French. You know, and if there is context that I might be missing in this particular album, please let me know. Because, you know, I obviously, there's only so much I'm going to have the ability to absorb going through this, but goodness gracious, I'm absolutely willing to come back and listen to this artist. Without question. Without question. W's for Les Ruski Quoi. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.